Welcome to the Discovering Greatness podcast by The Great Discovery. Have an amazing, amazing podcast for you here today. We're joined by our guest, Lori, and I'm, of course, joined by my co-host, Bri Campano. Today, we're going to be highlighting Lori. She's an incredible, incredible course creator on The Great Discovery, and we're also going to be highlighting the community aspect of The Great Discovery on today's podcast. But before we jump into all that, I want to ask Bri. Bri, how are you doing today? How's your day going?
I'm good. Hey, happy Friday the 13th. It is the 13th of September, 2024. We are thrilled to be here with you guys today. You know, I love The Great Discovery. I love showcasing course creators. Lori made a comment right before we went live about how amazing it is to get to actually meet the course creators. Alex, you're a course creator. I'm a course creator. Lori has this amazing course to share with us today. And I think it's the perfect day to do that. I love highlighting a new course. If you got your kids back to school this fall and you're looking for something to learn and do, find a course on The Great Discovery that is good for you, that will help lift you up and teach you something new. And before we go any farther, let's get into Lori's course, shall we?
Yeah. So Lori, you have just an incredible course up on the platform here that I want to highlight. This is your course, Beginner's Guide to Self-Confidence. So we're going to watch the trailer here for this course, but Lori, tell us a little bit about this course and then we'll learn a little bit more about you.
Thanks. Self-confidence is one of those terms that we talk about and we think everybody understands what we're talking about. And we really don't. You know, we have an image in our head of what self-confidence looks like, but we don't really break it down to how do I gain it? How do I build it? How do I feel it? How do I know it's there? How do I do anything with this? So I thought, wouldn't it be fantastic to use my acting background and my sort of psychological background to look at that and break it down.
I love that. Yeah. Self-confident. A lot of people say self-confident. I don't know if they really understand, what that means on a deep level, right? I think we kind of understand on a superficial level, but maybe not on a deep level. So if that's all right, Lori, let's watch the trailer here for this course.
Hi, I'm Lori Kirstein. I know that if you are here, you are probably having a situation in your life or you're having a goal in your life where you'd like to have more self-confidence. You'd like to feel more like you can handle anything, you can tackle anything, and even in an uncomfortable situation, you can feel like you're not going to fall down and froth at the mouth. I understand. I am a communication coach, public speaker, a professional actor. I am all about teaching communication through the emotional lens. This is really important for self-confidence. Now, if you think you have to be at a certain level to do this course, it's not at all true. When I started becoming an actor, I was terrified and my knees would literally knock together. And if I had something in my hand, like a piece of paper, it would shake and make a lot of sound. So I am here to tell you, you do not have to take lots of time in order to improve your self-confidence. This course is going to give you really practical steps on how to center your self-confidence in your existing strengths, how to identify those strengths, how to use those strengths in any kind of situation that you find yourself in, and be able to grow your confidence in any situation in which you find yourself. So come on in, have a seat, and let's get to work because this is really good stuff. So glad you're here.
Wow. I love that trailer. That was awesome.
That was amazing.
Yay.
I love that. I really love that. Self-confidence, it's really because this goes to so many things that we're doing in our lives, right? Maybe we're trying to get that raise that we want, and we want to have the confidence to be able to express ourselves fully, or we have a job interview, or we're going to ask a big question, or we have to get up and speak, or we just want to be more confident in our everyday, what we're doing. And when I was in college, a long time ago, I actually took one of my electives was to take an acting course, right? Because I thought, I want to be an actor. This would be amazing. I would love this. And we were doing a play, and oh my gosh, I was horrendous. I could not get into character. All I saw were words in front of me, and I didn't know how to put myself into them, right? I didn't have the confidence to do that. And what that effect did was it made me feel like I didn't have the confidence for a lot of other things, right? I couldn't get up on stage and speak like that as in this part. It was I don't even know it. It was they made a movie out of that play. But anyway, and I couldn't do it. And so then I felt like maybe I can't get up in front of people and speak, or I can't do other things and speak for myself as well. And so that was a real struggle. It actually harmed my self-confidence because I had lost that. So this would have been perfect for me back then. Not that I'm ever going to be an actor. I don't think I could ever do some of that, but I realized that maybe I just can't play a role, but I can play myself, and I can get up there and speak in front of a lot of people and feel confident about that. I think the most people I've ever spoken in front of is around 10,000 at one time, which was, you know, it was like scary, but I loved it because I knew my subject. I was passionate about it. I knew my father had taught me, you know, if you have a passion, you should be able to speak about anything that you're passionate about and not have to, you know, have all your notes in front of you all of the time and feel like you can't do it. And so this would have been so valuable, not to speak in front of a million people, but to be able to speak up for myself, to speak my mind in a way that's effective and communicative to others, and know that I'm getting my point across and I'm saying what I need to say. So valuable. I got to sign. I don't think I've signed up for this course, but I think I need to.
Can I give, it brought up this story in my mind too, Bri, about me as I think this is a lot of people too. I was in first grade. Okay. And this was like first to fourth grade. And we had at our elementary school, we had a circus. Okay. So they would have a circus where all the parents would come and they would watch other kids, and they were trying to teach the kids juggling. And I couldn't learn to juggle. When I was in first grade, I couldn't learn to juggle. And so I literally went for the next 20 years of my life, 25 years of my life thinking, I can't juggle. I'm not a juggler. I can't do that. And so when I was, I think 28, you know, a couple of years ago, I said, I'm going to learn to juggle. And I learned to juggle in a day. I was juggling in one day. But I went 25 years because of this experience that I had where I had my self-confidence was hurt because everybody else was learning to juggle and I couldn't. And so I wasn't a juggler. Well, how many other times do we have those types of things in our lives where something happens to us a long time ago and we put this label on ourselves and our confidence is hurt, and then because our confidence is hurt, we don't want to go back and try that thing again because we don't want that feeling of lack of self-confidence again, right? So Lori, I mean, just what you're teaching is so pervasive and it affects so many different areas of our life. Like Bri said, our job, our relationships, our juggling, our public speaking.
Our juggling.
Right. So tell us, unpack that a little bit more for us. Self-confidence, you know, it affects not just us, you know, being confident or the bravado, but there's a lot of other things that it affects. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. I mean, you've talked about so many things that are external, but really what I'm interested in is how do we nurture it and build it internally? Because there are lots of people who can teach us like the right words to say and the right movements to make with the body and all that. But if inside you're still quaking and you're still sweating and you still feel like an idiot, you know, or whatever that is, that term is that you use for yourself, like, oh God, I'm such a moron. Why am I doing this? And nobody likes me and stop, don't look at me. So it's really, to me, very granular, this course, because it talks about what you need to know to find your own strengths and start to build on those and understand that it's a stepping stone situation, that when it comes to building real confidence, that you can handle situations. It does include things like what you can say and how you move and how you stay. It includes all of that. But the basic thing, and I'll just give you a key point here, is that when you boil it all down, self-confidence is knowing that you know what you know and staying in your lane. So stop, you're not comparing yourself to somebody else. You're not thinking I'm supposed to know more than that today, because the fact is you'll know something more tomorrow. But knowing that what I know, this, I can stand firmly on that place. And then to experience feeling it. What does confidence really feel like? Because when I think of confidence, I think of like, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, I'm not her. I have my own brand of confidence. So that's what I'm trying to help people understand and feel into and build upon. And I think that's the only place you can build upon, honestly.
I love that. I mean, it's like, you didn't juggle because you didn't think that you could. And it's knowing that even though you don't know how to do something, that you'll have the ability to at least try it and possibly succeed at it, and having the confidence within yourself and in everyday things that you do. Lori, I remember the name of that book, that play.
What play?
The play that I was trying to be
No, I mean,
an actor. The Goodbye Girl by Neil Simon. How funny is that?
Wow.
My God, that's almost the name of my business.
I know.
Girl, yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Well, Lori, this kind of plays in, the Goodbye Good Girl project. That's your business. And that really ties into the topic that you're discussing right now. So you want to tell us a little bit about your business and why you started that? And it kind of ties into your personal journey of self-transformation and you finding your confidence in your voice. So go ahead, tell us about the Goodbye Good Girl project.
Yeah, the Goodbye Good Girl project started because I realized that, I guess I was probably 30 years old, and I said, what is it that makes us all miserable, we humans? What is there, like a core thing that if we could just address it, we'd all feel happier? And I thought, it's because we're following everybody else's rules but our own. And so I said, okay, well, then what would the name of this thing be? It'd be Goodbye Good Girl. Stop being obedient to anything other than what makes you shine, what makes you get to know you, what makes your life fulfilled and happy and worth living. And I'm like, oh my God. And it started out as a very feminist sort of thing where it's like, I want to help women because we are so loaded down with messages. It's ridiculous. And we don't question it. But when we do, we start coming out. And so I've been on a journey of self-discovery and questioning absolutely everything from, psychology to this is just the way life is, to even to spirituality, questioning the spiritual isms. And yeah, I ended up coming all the way out of 32, 34 years of depression and anxiety in 5 days. And if you have that kind of questioning approach to life, you can find answers that are so outside of the safety zone. But you have to be really either fascinated with what's outside, what is possible for you, or you have to be in pain enough to go, I got to find an answer somewhere else.
That's so true. Yeah, that's amazing what you've been through and that you came out. I mean, look at you now. I think, and that potential is in all of us. We all have the ability to do that. And your courses, I've looked at your courses. I listened to your amazing story and the things that you have been through. We all carry something that we have been through, a hardship, something that we've had to overcome. And I now do not mind falling down. I do not mind failing, or what I don't call it failing, but not succeeding at something, because I'm growing and learning and getting better. And I know that when I reach that point that I am succeeding because of the struggle, because of the learning, because I'm now at a point where I'm so much better at what I'm doing than I was when I started, but I have the confidence and the drive within me now to try and fail repeatedly if I need to, till I get to where I am succeeding. And I think confidence starts that. Like, I think knowing that I have that chance, like I can do this. I may not do it right the first 10, 20 times. I always go back to how many tries did Edison take to make a light bulb, right? 1,000 or whatever it was. He only needed one time to get it right. And so that's confidence, to keep going, to keep trying, to keep doing, and to keep picking yourself back up and keep moving. 100%.
Yeah, I was thinking about that in our meeting this morning, which is that, we can't think of success in monetary terms only. That is the most limited way we can think of succeeding. Absolutely the most limiting. And I say that from personal experience, because when I put money first, I fall down and I stay down. And it's only taken me 40 years to start practicing what I'm now able to talk about. Really, it's the self-confidence isn't there until you do try something and find that you can sort of survive it. We have this hardwiring that if I step outside of my safety zone, I'm going to die. And that's how we feel. We feel like we're literally going to physically die. That's how extreme that is. So anytime you take a step like you've done forward out of that safety zone into an exploratory sort of situation, you are building your confidence because you're still breathing. You're like, oh my God, I did that. It doesn't have to be like this enormous, like I became Thomas Edison.
I heard a quote the other day that was, we can either, and it comes up from what you said, Lori, we can wait for tragedy to come to change, or we can embrace change as a way of life. We can embrace change, or we can wait for the big tragedy to come in, the thing to happen that says, okay, now we have to make a change because life is completely different. And I haven't addressed that thing for a long time. Or we can just say, change is a way of life. We have to embrace that. But like you said, it's also still difficult. It's hard, especially it's hard to do alone. And kind of where I want to go now with this is the community, right? And how important that is, and to have an opportunity to interface and maybe even talking about acting up too, because that's a great way for people to interface and kind of experience that self-confidence, or to practice that self-confidence, or to build that self-confidence, muscle, or whatever you want to call it. So can you talk a little bit about that, Lori, and community and how that can fit in, and how the Great Discovery is an opportunity for people to kind of interface with that?
Just get on the Great Discovery. I'm just telling you, just join. The Great Discovery has completely changed the trajectory of my business. I mean, 100,050. I mean, how many numbers you got? Completely. And it's because of the community. It's because there's nobody on there that I can't get in touch with and have a conversation with about business. I mean, when you're an entrepreneur, and I'm building that in my life. I'm looking for work as we speak, because I still need to have that platform under what I'm already doing for people and with people. And on the Great Discovery, I get to talk to Alex like I did this morning and flesh out what it is I want to bring forward and birth into the world. That is rare as hen's teeth. It really is. You're not going to find this every single day. You're just not. You're not going to find someone like Bri who brings forward a course in how to do podcasting and then welcomes you into a community. At first, it's like community and then more community and then more community. And when it comes to expressing who we are in the world, which is what Acting Up is going to be about once I launch this, is going to be about how do you actually come to who you really are and express yourself. And whether that's you're talking to a boss, like Bri, I think, said earlier, or you are needing to talk to a spouse, or you're needing to figure out a way to deal with a tough situation and you don't know what to say. These are things that are built on who we truly are. It's not a one-size-fits-all sort of situation. And in a community like this, where you can flesh out ideas, you can ask for feedback. I mean, there's just, as an entrepreneur, especially a solopreneur, you can either talk to your spouse, your cats, your dogs, or you can come to the Great Discovery. And I really recommend the Great Discovery for that.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. And that is what the Great Discovery is. I mean, we have this macro, community, but then we also have these, kind of areas of study, or we have these, smaller niche communities within it, but we get the benefit of this large macro community, all these people from all around the world, every language, every country, every subject, every niche, every skill level, everybody, everywhere on the Great Discovery. But then within that, we have all these smaller sub communities, right, where we can collaborate on those areas of interest and talk really deeply. I mean, me and Lori just have these really, really fun conversations about things that are just deep, and that's all happening. And then we can share those conversations on the Great Discovery with other people so they can hear them. So I just love that, Lori. And yeah, I mean, for me, community is so important to the business. We're entrepreneurs, we're solopreneurs. We set our own schedule, we do our own thing. We want to be our own boss. But we understand the power of groups. We understand the power of community working together with other people. And with the Great Discovery, we can have both. We can be our own online entrepreneur. We can be an entrepreneur. We can have our own business, do our own thing. But then we get this network of people who are there to support us and help us along the way and share ideas and mastermind and come on podcasts and collaborate on content and, so many different aspects of it. So, yeah, Bri.
Yeah, I had to say, one of the things that we talk, a lot of people join something, right? And then it's all this, this business is the greatest business and it's always so great. And we're doing the whole rah thing of the business is great. Come join us. But then when you get to doing your own stuff, right? great. The business is great. And we're all together for that. But now I'm still sitting here. I don't know how to do this and I don't know where to go for that. And I'm really stuck on this. It's the first time I've ever had. It's a great platform and a great business. And I can go to anyone in this business and get the help I need so I can get unstuck, or I could learn something that I don't know on how to work with my business, my personal thing that I am working on. And so that to me is a community beyond any I've ever seen before, where I can meet with Alex and say, hey, this may not be the great discovery all the time. It could be on my own membership group and my own podcasting thing and my own stuff. And he will sit and work with me and help me make that move forward. And I can throw ideas out and I can be in these group settings where I can share things about my business that I am stuck with and find support, which I could not afford anywhere. There's no way new businesses, or even a long business, you may not be able to afford that kind of help, that kind of team, that kind of support. And you get that, and there's no charge for it to be a part of our team. I mean, it is just outstanding. So, Lori, I know you were going to say something as well. I want to give you a chance before we wrap up.
Oh, gosh, I forget. What was I going to say? I just say yay and amen to everything you just said. And nobody could afford this help. Oh, and what I wanted to add on to what you just said is that not only is it that you get free help, you're getting help with heart. You get people who really, truly want you to succeed. There's not this, doggy in the room. There's not this false sort of thing of we all have to be in competition. It's just, that's not the deal. I could teach self-confidence and 15 other people could teach self-confidence. And the fact is that you need all 15 people because not everybody's going to resonate with just one teacher. It just doesn't work that, and just one approach. It doesn't work that way. So everybody in there has a heart for helping and for raising the planet. And I've never really been about the bottom line as far as that being a massive motivator for me. I want to be insanely wealthy, but that's not what motivates me. What motivates me is knowing I'm being of serious service and that I'm surrounded by other people. I'm getting chills as I'm saying this, who really truly care from the heart on out. And you're just not going to find that anywhere else that I know of. It's just not going to happen.
So true.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And as somebody who started my online business, from COVID, out of COVID, didn't know anything, you're constantly, kind of marketed all of these solutions from these high ticket coaches or business consultants or this person charging all this money. Yes. Like so much money. And I'm not saying it's wrong for them to do it, but for a new entrepreneur, it's really hard to decipher. You haven't been in business long enough. You don't know what you're looking at.
Right.
And so to be able to come into a community like the Great Discovery, where you can work with people on almost every stage of that business journey and interact with them and learn from them. And there's free courses on the Great Discovery. You can come to our community events or our course creator spotlights, and you can learn from this global community of experts all over the world, in whatever language you speak. It's just so valuable. And it really is completing that mission. And I was getting chills when you were saying it too. This is about empowering humanity like never before. It's about educating the entire world. It's about giving knowledge that has been gated and not available to so many people for such a long time. And just having that impact, having that effect. Yes, money is important. We all need money. We all want to be able to give and to have, the things in our dreams in our life. But the impact, that's what I know that's what drives Bri. I know that's what drives you, Lori. And that's what drives me, is just having that impact, having that effect in the world and being able to share our gifts with other people. And then allowing them to build that confidence, bringing it full circle here, build their confidence or build the platform or build that marketing channel so they can go out there and share what they need to share, their message with the world. So Amen. We got to wrap it up here. Yeah. But
okay. Can I just say this also
please.
reaches out to other cultures so that we can start to communicate. And Bri knows this so well because that's her whole thing with education and children communicating throughout the world. Once you break down the barriers of what we're thinking is real and actually give people communication, this is groundbreaking in every single conceivable way. I'll leave it there, but
I have to agree. It is truly groundbreaking. It is a way to share knowledge with the entire world. And really, really come together and learn about each other's cultures. There's so much more we could talk about, but we have to go. Thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate Lori. Thank you so very much. And thanks to the audience for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. If you want to learn more and discover your greatness, join us over at The Great Discovery. We will see you guys